this morning I'm not specifically talking about healing, even though it would fit in. But it's funny because I was going to bring that out and I didn't. I was sitting at the kitchen table today, not today, this week, with my wife. And I can't say we were talking, she was talking, right? I was supposed to be talking, I was supposed to be listening. I was, but I wasn't. And so she had mentioned some things, and then I said, and I started teaching. I just started sharing some things that God had shown me that morning. And I'm going through this, and she goes, you really do have just a one-track mind, don't you? She goes, you're not even here, that's usually. Well, what I was telling her was this. A lot of people want a breakthrough. They've been pushing, they've been fighting, they've been trying to get this thing done. In any area, healing, finances, relationship, whatever it is, and they don't get it. But they're wanting it. And that breakthrough, and it's like what God downloaded in me was about the breakthrough. And it's usually the way he does it, sometimes he'll speak scripture or something like that, but sometimes he just shows me like a picture, almost like a little video clip, just real short little thing. And this had to do with the breakthrough. And it showed what I saw was a man with a hatchet or an axe, we could say. And he needed firewood. And I assumed that's what it was. And so he walks up and he sees this tree, this forest. I mean, just trees everywhere. And he's all excited because he's thinking, wow, all this, I got enough firewood here that will last me the rest of my life. So he grabs his axe and he runs to a tree and whack. And then he looks over and sees another tree and runs over there and whack. And he just ran through the forest and did 100 whacks. And not one tree fell. And he showed me the breakthrough comes when you focus on one tree. And you keep chopping until the tree falls. That's your breakthrough. Most people never do that. Most people are so distracted and their energy, even mental or whatever it is so dissipated among many different things. Well, but I got all these different problems. Got it. I believe me, I can relate. At the same time, you're never going to get a breakthrough if you don't focus on one tree. That's what I did. That's what I did with healing. That's why I got the breakthrough in healing and understanding healing the way I did. Why? Because, did I have bills to pay? Yep. Could I pay them? Not really, not at that time. And I did, little jobs and things like that, but I refused to take on a career. There was careers that I was supposed to be moving into, and I wouldn't. Why? Because if I had done that, I would have been dissipated, and I would have never come to the knowledge of what I did about healing. I had to focus. So sometimes you got to figure out what's the most important thing. Not just how many problems do you have, but what's the most important thing. And believe it or not, in many people, if it's, let's say you're sick and you got bills piling up and you got all this stuff, and a lot of your other problems are because you're sick. In other words, your sickness, you have to pay for medicine, you have to do this thing, you have to do that, you can't work extra hours, you can't work at all maybe. And so the sickness is one thing. But then you've got all these other things that are related to it and are because of it. And if you can't look at all of it. But if you'll focus on the one thing, when you do that, everything else will start to come back into alignment. Why? Because all these other things were amplified because of that one problem. And so that's what he showed me. Now,